After seeing some announcements of a new comedy tour coming up in 2026, and let's keep our fingers crossed for a new special, I decided to make a video about the comedy stylings of Daniel Tosh. The late great Patrice O'Neal once had this to say about comedy.
I had to learn to stop caring about people not laughing. Because the idea of comedy really is not everybody should be laughing. Right. It should be about 50 people laughing and 50 people horrified.
Among the comedians who have mastered this model of comedy is Tosh himself.
You ever seen a sad person on a wave runner? Have you? Seriously, have you? Seriously, have you? Try to frown on a wave runner.
Not only that, he takes it to a whole nother level as he finds it amusing to push the joke as far as possible.
Ah! They're so awesome, it's just throttle. People smile as they hit the pier. Because you forget you need gas to turn, it goes against your natural instincts. Some of you aren't laughing, we all miss your cousin.
Even pointing out when the laughter has died down to just a few people in the crowd before he decides to move on.
I don't think that's right. He's dead for a reason. He was a show-off and he tried to spray us. I didn't want to get wet. I yelled at his mother at the funeral. Do you like how I start jokes with mass appeal and continue till only 6 people have a clue what I'm talking about? That's not a good style. That doesn't make you famous.
And it might seem like the opposite of what a comedian's goal should be, but honestly, I'm a sucker for comics, and I specifically mean good comics, killing the laughs because they decide what makes the joke funny is not what the audience decides. It takes a certain level of skill to pull that trick off successfully. One of my favorite incidents including a joke that ended with one person laughing during the first special and Tosh absolutely relishing in that moment.
And that joke's not even over. Are you kidding me? And sexually transmitted diseases would drop off completely. Oh, I'll feed you, baby birds. Do you think I'd leave you with a cliffhanger? That's not my style. 5 hours forward, think about it. That means the sun's setting at 2 in the morning. It means guys, you're at a bar pumping drinks into some girl. You get to bring her outside in the daylight. Yeah, you'd be like, no, no, seriously, I had a lovely time this evening, but I will see your ass back in standard time where you belong. And she's like, oh, he'll be back. They always come back for my coochie in the dark. And you will be like, thank you, Daniel, and your new daylight savings time. You kept me from having sex with a pterodactyl. And you don't want to sleep with a pterodactyl, not at your place. They have a 14-foot wingspan minimum. They're knocking everything off your counters. Then you have to go to Target. You're on a budget. That place gets expensive. You go in there for 2 things, but then you see the frames. Who can pass out brushed silver? I say we change all our socket covers, not just the bathroom. You see that guy? One guy. That's why I kept going till one person was like, holy shit, that joke had everything. Oh my goodness.
He's able to achieve this level of humor by using a delivery and tone that ranges from a condescending attitude to an almost childlike wonder mixed with a rapid-fire punch after punch until only 3 people in the crowd either understand the joke or they don't understand but are laughing out of pure reflex. And honestly, it's a privilege anytime we get to watch masters of a craft with 0 drops of compromise in their bones to let anyone, much less patrons who paid to watch them or invited them to their event, try and tell them how to tell jokes. That's like me, a YouTube nobody, trying to tell Martin Scorsese, hey, Goodfellas was okay, but with a few adjustments, I could have made the screenplay great. I'd expect my arrogance to leave me in a hole next to Spider and nothing less.
You. Tell the truth, you're looking for sympathy. Is that it, sweetie?
Why don't you go yourself, Tommy?
What's the world coming to? You're gonna dig the hole. You're gonna do it. I got no lime. You're gonna do it.
Who cares? I'll dig the hole. I don't give a Was the first hole I dug?
Another comic that's known to continue telling a joke they know is funny regardless of the reaction in the room is the legendary Norm Macdonald. Just about any time he was given a microphone, but best showcased during his set at the White House Correspondents' dinner for Bill Clinton.
All right. I won't be as funny as that last bit. Just so you know, Well, good evening, Mr. President, Mrs. First Lady, and the distinguished members of the Radio and Television Correspondents' dinner. When I accepted the honor of performing here tonight, one thought crossed my mind, and that was, please, God, don't let me bomb in front of the president. But I'm not worried. What the hell do I care?
Zero fear as he jokes for 18 minutes about things most reporters wouldn't say in the comfort of the newsroom.
House Speaker Newt Gingrich is not here. A little while back, of course, everybody knows that Newt pushed through a lot of budget cuts in the arts, particularly in PBS, and the effects are being felt now. I can see it, even as a layman, just watching. The other day I watched that show, the Frugal Gourmet. It changed its name to the Cheap Bastard. It's crazy.
A more recent example of this strategy in practice is Shane Gillis delivering his ESPYS monologue, joking about uncomfortable truths.
Megan Rapinoe could not make it tonight. Nice. No, we're going to pretend she's a good time. All right.
Pointing out hypocrisies and being the only one laughing, apart from Matt McCusker.
Four-time WNBA All-Star Brittany Hicks is here. Give it up for Brittany, everybody. I'm joking around. That's my friend's wife. I knew none of you knew WNBA players. That's crazy. You clap for that.
Following the footsteps of the aforementioned Norm, and doing it well, I might add. So be it Norm, Shane, Tosh, or any other comic who doesn't fear silence with sets that onlookers just don't grasp, or they feel uncomfortable laughing at, making the jokes all the more hilarious, their unwillingness to budge is just something I can't help but admire. Let's get back to Daniel and his comedy specials though. If I were to say Tosh does dark or offensive humor, that would be like saying Richard Ramirez was a night runner with extra time on his hands. Tosh has a way of setting up these jokes sounding like he's defending a group just to use it as a setup to give you a stereotype.
I have no problem with illegal immigration in this country except for the fact that they don't serve on jury duty. That's horse shit. It should be the other way around. They should serve exclusively on jury duty. Yeah. Then it finally would be a jury of one's own peers. It's not a stereotype if it's always true. Yeah, then it becomes law.
No subject is too taboo or off limits with misdirections any chance he gets. Tosh always finds a way to keep his audience on their toes. Like the great Don Rickles before him, completely embodying his role of an insult comic where no race, gender, orientation, or religion.
Dear Jews.
No, Daniel, not them, please.
It's the end of an era. Comedy Central has canceled Tosh.0. In a shocking move, the cable network has reversed course on its January decision to renew the series starring Daniel Tosh for 4 more seasons.
I tried to warn you. Regardless, it doesn't matter, even directly insulting his crowd and viewers at times, but we keep coming back for more. Something about seeing his pretentious, better-than-you attitude get under people's skin gives his punchlines that extra, if you will.
You guys are in for a treat. 19,000 people. This is awesome. Thank you. Seriously, don't look around. It's 19,000. People watching at TV, they never know they're so stupid. That's why they watch TV. I know this is awkward right now for some of us. He wants us to eat healthy and exercise. What a jerk. Everybody gets their 15 minutes of fame, buddy. Excuse me? That's an average. Yeah, that's 0 for you, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 20 years, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
A big part of his act also includes the surreal elements like pterodactyls or being on the show Hoarders with only one knick-knack that he just can't seem to throw away. He gives a small break from jokes that could be taken straight from the Whittaker family saga.
Okay, but the flip side of that is how about when a hot female teacher bangs a 14-year-old student and nobody in society really has a problem with it? They all say the same stupid joke. Probably made the kid more popular. That's disgusting. She's a pedophile. She should be in prison forever. I did it a teacher in high school. Yeah, it didn't make me cooler. And a lot of you are like, that's because you were homeschooled. Okay. Valid point. Doesn't mean I'm a bad person. It just means statistically I'm smarter than you are. And I had game.
Or drive a feminist into a rage, pulling out their hair from their armpits, just to swerve back and tell stories that make you wonder if he's being serious, and if not, it's how much is being exaggerated if this story is actually true.
And the only part of that story I embellished even the slightest bit was the amount of money that I gave him. Because if you think I'm giving out 20s, you're crazier than he was.
And if the crowd even dares to push back, Tosh has no issue firing back to point out their hypocritical groans of disapproval.
Laughter's the right response. White people going, oh, is ridiculous. You reap the benefits, you just don't like it thrown in your face. I hate making more money for no reason. No, secretly, I love it. I just wanted the black people in here to see me go, oh. So they'd be like, oh, that must be one of the good white people. But you're not, and that's why they're gonna shoot you after the show. Huh? How's that feel, you cracker? My fofo makes sure all your kids don't grow.
His entire career, Tosh has walked a fine line few comics have been able to pull off successfully, with some shock comics of the past changing their whole style and even apologizing for the insensitive topics they talked about, while others they draw a hard line and double down on their supposedly challenged freedom of speech. And although his last special was in 2016 and Tosh.0 was canceled back in 2020, his style of humor, it's never changed. However, like all good humor, it shouldn't be taken so serious. Anti-woke bros might think he's a symbol of their war against censorship. Meanwhile, extreme progressives would agree and they think he needs to be canceled for his insensitive jokes, but it would probably surprise both sides to know he's actually the opposite of what they even picture. You see, Tosh is following a template similar to that of Always Sunny, constantly pushing the boundaries of what's acceptable, and it may seem like lowbrow offensive for the sake of being offensive comedy.
If I didn't know better, I'd think you were flirting with me.
White man, get down!
Whoa! Why were you shoving your head down?
You did not want to be caught out in the street in those days with a negress. They tear you apart.
Negress?
What? Whatever the proper word was.
Well, it's not that. It's a different word.
But it's actually a take on irreverent satire. Daniel Tosh has the exact same approach where he created this cocky rich boy persona to first hide the fact that he actually suffers from social anxiety, and second, actually make fun of how asinine a character like that would actually sound. That's the reason we never see him visiting these podcasts or hanging out with other comedians. On his own podcast,
I'm going to be interviewing people that I find interesting. So no celebrities, no comedians.
And despite his constant punching down, if you will, on poor and homeless people, he admits that he hates the entitled rich, specifically his neighbors, and surprise, surprise, he actually thinks cancel culture is a good thing.
What's your feeling on cancellation?
I think it's great. Cancel people. I think people deserve it. And you know, obviously it's not a real thing where like, your livelihood is gone.
Yeah.
But I, as someone who's done things and said horrible things constantly, I've had backlash and I deserve it. There has to be consequences. And I also don't think that there's a problem with evolving and like, oh, I used to be able to say this and now I can't. Well, fine, good. I'm okay with that.
But he also admits he doesn't know if he's actually changed all that much. All in all, Tosh is among the greatest comedians of our time, using his comedy to poke fun at the ridiculousness, no Rob Dyrdek, of anyone who actually believes in the things his stage personality does.
It's my childish dream factory for young boys only.
It's a lot like the Fantasy Factory.
No, it doesn't. This is my own original idea that I had years ago before he did. I was just too busy with other projects to see it through. This place is awesome.
And like I said at the start, let's hope this tour is also used to record a new special. I'd love to hear what he has in that joke book as of late. I'm out.